Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. So now I have a question. What would happen if one of us actually ran for president? And I'm talking about one of us, an American descendant of slavery. What would happen if one of us ran? So I just happened to come across this picture of Hakeem Jeffries. He is the minority leader of the House of Representatives. He is as good for the job as anybody. He's handsome, he's well educated, he's well spoken, he's well connected. People like him. He seems to have a very likable personality. He's married to a beautiful black woman. They have 2 handsome sons. There has not been a hint of scandal about Hakeem Jeffries. He's about the business, he's serious, and he is taken seriously. So on the surface, it would seem that he would be perfect for the job. One of our own running for president of the United States, because judging from your comments, that's what some of you want. Some of you keep asking, when will one of us run for president? I'm going to make a prediction. I'm going to predict that if Hakeem Jeffries or any other black American, a descendant of slavery, ran for president, or even if they won, it would be the same thing that we're getting about President Obama now, and the same thing we're getting from Kamala Harris. All of this hatred and vitriol that we are seeing from so many in the black American community. If Hakeem Jeffries were to run for president, he would be getting the same hatred. He would be getting the same criticism, because this is not about the person. This is about division. And I'm going to tell you what I believe is happening. When President Barack Obama won presidency, we were not mad at President Obama. We were proud. We were excited. America saw that in Black America. We were unified. We all went to the polls and voted. People in Florida stood in line for hours because they knew those people were trying to keep them from voting. So they stayed in line. Michelle Obama came on and did a public service announcement. Stay in line, because as long as you're in line before the polls close, they have to let you vote. All kinds of tricky things were done all over this country trying to keep black people from voting, just like they're doing now. But black people were determined to get in there and vote for President Obama. And he won. And he won handily. Both times, really. And America saw that, and it was frightening. It scared them. So they had to do something, because if it was the case that black people were going to get up and stand in line and be excited about voting and determined to vote, they meant that they were going to be in trouble. So they had to do something to start sowing discord within the black community against black politicians. And that is what's going on right now. Now we have 2 people running for president. Only Donald Trump or Kamala Harris will be elected. And that's just the bottom line. I don't care if you vote for Miss Piggy or Donald Duck. It's not going to matter. One of those 2 will win. Now Kamala Harris might not be black. She's saying she's black or part black. But whether she's black or not, she's closer to being black than Donald Trump. And that is why he went to meet with the National Association of Black Journalists. He did that to make a case of her race and to undermine her as a black identified, or a part black, or quarter black, or eighth black, or 12th black, whatever she is. He went there to do that because he knows that if black people were to get excited about her running, then that's the end for him. And it's probably going to be the end for him anyway, even without this percentage of black people that say they're not going to vote for her. So what do we have now? Black people concerned about Kamala Harris's race. And I believe some of it is just that. You just don't like the idea of an Indian, whether she's mixed with black or not. You don't want her to win because you don't like Indians, because we believe Indians don't like us, and most of us are not in love with Indians. So I get that sentiment. But with Donald Trump as the alternative, it doesn't give many of us much choice. So there are problems with Kamala because some black people don't like her because she's married to a white man, and some people probably don't like her just because she's a good-looking woman and she has risen to the top of the Democratic Party, really. So we can explain away why we don't like Kamala. She's not really black. We can explain away why we have this vitriol towards President Obama. Well, he's not really black. He's not FBA. But what about when the next person comes up who's actually black, of our lineage? This is about the propaganda that's constantly going on in America to keep black people divided, to keep the black family divided. Because the worst thing that can happen in America is for black people to be united. Because when black people are united, things change in this country. So now black people are talking about reparations. It's gaining momentum, and the case is being made as to why black Americans are entitled to and are owed reparations. Now, what is the best thing to do but to divide black people and take your minds off that? My feeling is that even if Kamala wins, and if she doesn't win, we need to still stay focused on reparations. And you can bet there's a plan being made right now to divide us on reparations, because we're so easily divided and so easily distracted. Somebody is going to come up with a bright idea, some already have, that we don't need reparations. We don't need reparations. And some of us who believe we deserve reparations now are going to fall for it. Because the propaganda war is always going on to distract us from each other and whatever it is we're concerned about. Now back to my point. If Hakeem Jeffries was nominated the Democratic candidate for president in 2028 or 2032, whenever the next one would come up for the Democrats, there would be so much division in the black American community till we would be just like we are now. We'd be hating the man and not even knowing why. Well, he's a boule. Well, he is boule based on what y'all call boule, because he's definitely in a fraternity. Hakeem Jeffries is in the same fraternity as Kevin Samuels and my husband, Kappa Alpha Psi. As a matter of fact, he was on the cover of their quarterly journal not very long ago. So what will the problem with Hakeem Jeffries be? He's boule. He's boule. He's on the Democrat plantation, fam. We can't trust him. Or he's too light-skinned. Or he lived in New York. Or it'll be something wrong with him, because now we have been programmed to find fault in black politicians. And this is all because America does not want black people unified, do not want black people looking up to each other with respect, or looking at each other with respect, and seeing each other as being role models and being able to lead this country. They don't want that. They want us to look up to them and look to them instead of to ourselves and each other. Because if we start thinking for ourselves, we're going to become too independent, and they can't take that. So with Kamala Harris, she's not black. With President Obama, he didn't do anything for black people. With Hakeem Jeffries, it would be something else. But I guarantee you, it would be a problem, because we have been programmed that way. I want us to form a tribe, and I want to be in a tribe of black Americans who think kind of like the Somalis. They can't stand Ilhan Omar, but they said, we don't like her, but she's all we got, and we're going to stick with her. Now, I'm wondering about these big-time black Trump supporters. What has Donald Trump said he was going to do for black people? What are the tangibles that they're planning to get from Donald Trump? What has he said he was going to do for black people? And what did he do for black people the last time he was in office? He didn't do any more than President Obama didn't do as much. But anyway, I just want to make the point that if even we had a descendant of slavery running for president or was president, they would get the same thing we're getting now, because the propaganda machine never stops, and there's always somebody that will fall for the propaganda. Okay, that's what I think about this, but let me know what you think about this. Thank you for listening, and leave a comment.